Dan Levy joins us now from Los Angeles. Dan, how are you holding up?
I feel like I have a roof over my head and I have groceries in my fridge, so I cannot complain through this whole process. It's really sobering to think about, and really scary and disorienting, and it's hard. I feel like this is the first time that any of us have dealt with anything of this magnitude, so I almost feel like our human brains are having this like short circuit where we can't possibly fathom the magnitude of it and the breadth of kind of sadness and tragedy. And I think that's why it comes in waves. I read this really interesting article about how this feeling that we all seem to share, which is this sort of gnawing sense of dread, is actually grief, and that what we're feeling is a kind of grief for others, grief for the planet, grief for ourselves, grief for the fear that we might not be able to have the kind of freedoms that we've had before. And it was really kind of an enlightening read. I've been reading so much. I try to read as many sort of constructive articles and essays as I possibly can, instead of spending all my time on the news, because I feel like that's kind of a downward spiral that will just leave you shaken and
Yeah.
alone.
I think one thing that seems to be coming out of this, at least from what I can see, is I've never seen so many people try to help in my entire life. Now, maybe if you were in a place where a disaster happened, there's people that's trying to help here, but like a global initiative of just everybody, like you,
Mm.
me, like my neighbors, everyone's just trying to help. Staying inside is helping. Yeah, I know you've been doing stuff for
Yeah.
the food bank, right?
Yeah, Food Banks Canada and Feeding America, we've done sort of a joint fundraising initiative to raise money for them that started yesterday. Our goal was $100,000, and we're already at 56,000 after like less than 24 hours. So I was stunned by just the excitement and people's ability to give. And it's always quite moving to be in such strange and precarious times, and be reassured that uh, there's a lot of goodness out there.
As Schitts Creek is coming to an end, what's the hardest part personally about saying goodbye to this thing?
I don't like change. Uh, I am, if I had a warehouse to just keep everything I've ever been given, I would just put it all away. I don't like to let go of things. So this has really been a lesson in letting go, and deciding to end the show when we didn't have to, was a really difficult decision to make too, because we could have kept going for years. Our networks wanted us to keep going, but it really came down to a respect for the storytelling and our characters and our audience. Because I don't love when a show that I watch week after week sort of overextends its welcome.
It's such a nuanced program. What do you hope people remember from Schitts Creek?
I hope people remember the way that it made them feel. I think part of the success of the show has been that we came out just as politics shifted in a really major way in America. And I think that reverberated into Canada as well. I think since he has been elected, there's been a dark cloud over a lot of people. And to put a show out there about a town where people feel safe to be who they are, where acceptance is key, where bigotry is not part of the equation, where ultimately any conflict is resolved in a thoughtful and meaningful and respectful way. It was hard to write that, because that can really lend itself to a bit of like saccharine storytelling. So the challenge was always, how do we tell kind-hearted, well-intentioned stories in a comedy and still keep the edge? And a lot of that is a credit to the cast, and just how beautifully they've managed to balance the humor, being really skilled at the comedy, while at the same time being very delicate and cautious and thoughtful about their choices when it came to the more sentimental moments as well. And I think people have really been tuning into the show as an escape from their reality. And it's interesting that our last episode is airing in the height of a global pandemic where people are at home and scared, because I do feel like this last episode is just a warm hug. So, it's a wonderful thing. So
Your heart's okay though, right? Your heart's feeling good about putting your baby to bed.
yeah, my heart is full, and I think that's okay. I think it's nice to have an emotional kind of response to things. I think that's healthy. I think tears are a wonderful thing. It's a nice form of release, and I to be overwhelmed with pride and joy is a luxury in this time. So I feel very grateful for everything, and I hope people enjoy it and take away as much from it as we sort of put into it. So,
What are you looking forward to doing when we're able to get out again?
seeing people, I think I think in a way it's really given me such a richer appreciation for my friends and my family and the time that we spend together. You think about even like 3 weeks ago, and how now I took for granted just giving someone a hug. It's bizarre. So I look forward to hugging my friends and my family, hopefully at some point soon. A simple pleasure.
I know I saw a tweet that said, "Had I known it was going to be like this, I would have hugged him extra tight last time I saw him."
Right? Let that be a lesson to all of us.
Dan, congratulations on your show. It's I can't think of anything like it in Canada ever. So I hope you're very proud. I know you are, and congratulations on it.
Thank you very much.